Hello and welcome back to the Weekly Waypoint, a very happy edition of a Weekly Waypoint because of a series of events that unfolded after I decided to play Race Driver Grid for this week's episode of a Weekly Waypoint. But very quickly, I do just quickly want to say that this is the 2007 version of the game. I've never played the reboot and I've heard very grey things about it. Literally all the reviews say it's a grey game. It's like, it's not good, it's not bad, it's grey, it's somewhere in the middle, but this is the original 2007 one. I experienced a few lag spikes in the duration of the first race because there's two races in this video. But yeah, for some reason I experienced lag spikes, and I'm not sure why, but I find it funny because a predecessor, I guess you could say, to the Weekly Waypoint was something I called Kritigri Talk, and I only made a couple of videos in that series. I think one was in Unreal Tournament 2004, but the other was in this game, was in Grid. And the idea was, it's probably still on my channel somewhere, you can search for it, but the idea was basically what this is. It's I talk about my week, except it wasn't a weekly format, it was just whenever I felt like doing it. If I had something to talk about, I would record a game and commentate over it. What a revolutionary idea. But I used to have a lot of trouble recording videos because of the hardware I had. I would do it on my laptop. In fact, I have a long history of being unable to make videos to the quality that I want to, but a lot of that started with me being unable to make videos at all. The first videos I ever uploaded were when I was like 12 years old, and I found a way to download videos to my PSP and upload them back onto YouTube, so they weren't even my own videos. And no, I hadn't heard of Windows Media Maker or Windows, the Windows used to have a native video editing app, or program, I guess I should say, but I don't remember what it was called anymore. Movie Maker, that was it. Anyway, but that's ancient history. That's that's history as old as this game is, although this game has aged really well. But anyway, I remember doing a Kritigri Talk and having a recording which just did not record properly. I think the gameplay felt fine, but there were loads of lag spikes in the recording. So I find it funny that in 2021 on my PC I'm still unable to record a game of Grid 2007 without having lag spikes in it, but for some reason the second race was fine, so there you go. Anyway, I was curious to see how this game reviewed. I know people love this game, and for good reason, because like I said, it's aged really well. But I know people love this game, so I was going to see what the Steam page said about it while I was downloading it, and it's gone. You can't buy this game anymore. It's discontinued, which is a huge bummer. You can't buy Grid 1, 2 or Autosport on Steam. As far as I can see. I know you can buy Autosport on Xbox, so that's interesting that it's available there but not on Steam. Maybe, let me check. Okay, my bad. You can still buy Autosport on Steam, but Grid 1 and 2, gone. Kaput. Nowhere to be seen, which is a shame, especially for Grid 1, because like I said, people fucking love this game, and I can see why. But that made me think about all of the games which I was planning to get when I got my Xbox, a backlog of games, and a lot of them which I can't, because very similarly to Grid 1, you just can't buy them anymore. They're still listed on the Xbox store, but it says product not available at this time. And one of the biggest heartbreaks for me was a game called Forza Horizon 3, you may have heard of it, because that got discontinued in September, and I got my Xbox in November, so that's 2 months away. And if I had just paid attention to Xbox news 2 months before I got my Xbox, I would have known to buy the game when it was like £7 before it got discontinued, and I could never buy it or play it again. Until today, when I bought it, because I just learned that third-party key resellers, and I know that's a whole thing, can sell keys for games which are no longer sold officially by Microsoft anymore. And this is not a sponsored video. I don't know why I feel I need to clarify that. Look at the views my videos get. But yeah, I used CD keys because I did some research on them. They seem reputable. Doesn't seem like there's anything wrong with them. And Forza Horizon 3, if I can't buy it like digitally from Microsoft, then what's the harm in buying it from a key reseller? I think they're a reseller. I'm not quite sure how that whole business works. But yeah, it was on sale for £15, and I bought it. I have Forza Horizon 3 downloading to my Xbox right hecking now, and I could not be more excited to play it because Forza Horizon 4 is one of my favourite racing games. No, it probably is my favourite racing games. Forza Horizon 4 is one of my favourite games of all time. And I know obviously going backwards in a series isn't exactly going to give me... Well, sometimes it will, but I don't think in Forza's case it's going to give me the best version of Forza. But I want to play Horizon 3, I want to see what it was like. I also want to see what Horizon 1 and 2 are like, but sadly there's no stock available for those. So I'm guessing what happens is people see a game going out of getting discontinued, and they buy up a bunch of keys for it, or maybe there's still some keys left in gift cards in a retail shop somewhere, and they buy it and they sell it onto CD Keys, and then CD Keys buy it from them and then sell it on to the consumer, I guess. I don't know. But either way, I was very lucky because there's a Forza sale on at the minute on CD Keys, so I was able to buy it for 15 quid and not 50. The complete edition didn't have any keys left, but there was DLC expansion pass keys, but I'm not going to buy that because I don't feel like spending that much money this month on a game which I've never even played yet, even though I know it's probably going to be good. I'm going to kick myself if I can't get the Hot Wheels DLC at some point in the future, but I'm not going to spend loads of money out of FOMO because that's a slippery slope. But yeah, today's the day when I learned that you can buy discontinued games from key resellers. And I'm going to have to be careful about that too, because, I mean, like, what happens if it's a fake key? You know, how does that work? I don't know. Hopefully I don't get a bunch of comments telling me that CD Keys are like these fascist, like, thief... this fascist thief group. You know, like all those famous fascist thief groups. What am I talking about? But anyway, yeah, so I'm very glad I decided to download Grid today because it led to that entire line of thought. A couple of quick comments about Grid though. I've already mentioned, it's aged really well. I was surprised at how much I enjoyed recording these two races, but also just like, so I downloaded and started playing Dirt 4 on Xbox the other day, yesterday actually, because it's on Game Pass, and I was like, sure. I've not really played many like rally / you know, just off-road games. I'll give it a go, and it's fun. But there's something about the graphics that I do not like in Dirt 4, and I think it's because they try very hard to be realistic, and this game was made in 2016, and it has aged a bit. It doesn't look that great anymore, and because they were going for realism, it just looks a bit naff. It's weird to see a PS4 / Xbox One generation game with aged graphics. It's weird that that's where we are now, but it's true, it doesn't look great. And while I was playing Grid a minute ago, I was struck by the sense of how good it looks. Like, I can't quite explain it, but it has like an aesthetic to it which has just aged well. It's not trying to be super realistic, even though it's not obviously not like cartoony or stylized or anything like that. But it just, I don't know, for some reason Grid looks better to me than Dirt 4. Is that weird? Let me know. Anyway, in non-racing game news, I finally downloaded Yakuza 0 and surprised the hell out of myself by loving it to bits. I played about 2 hours, maybe 3 hours of it last night, and I'm hooked, man. The second this starts rendering, well, I'll probably boot up ESO and just like do my daily crafting routes, but after that I'm straight back on Yakuza because I'm invested in that story, in those characters, in that world. And the reason I'm so surprised about this is because, well, basically my friends have been recommending this to me for years because they love the series so much, but I'm not the kind of guy who plays like fighting games, and I'm not the kind of guy who likes too much of a contemporary modern setting either, or like I don't really go for crime related stuff, but like when it comes to story and world and theming. But I was like, sure, fuck it, you know, all the Yakuza games are coming to Game Pass, so I might as well see if this is for me. Totally expected to bounce off of it, and then found myself at 1 in the morning forcing myself to save it and go to bed because I was kind of addicted to it. So I'm still playing Gears of War as well, like I mentioned last week, but currently my obsession is Yakuza, and I never thought I would say that. Halfway through my Yakuza PlayStation, I did realise that I had just abandoned Gears of War as like I kind of have this idea in my brain of like I'm exploring a franchise, like a beloved franchise of games, and I'm just gonna like do one at a time. And then I felt slightly bad about it, but then I thought, you know what, fuck it, like I'm not just gonna stop playing Gears of War because I'm playing Yakuza. I'll dip back into Gears. I've almost finished the first game, and that's as good a time as any to finish, like to take a break before I go into Gears of War 2, so it's fine. I'll probably do that at some point. I've got a week off coming up, I've got the time. But Yakuza is just this really weird, charming mix of like, and I've read reviews about these games, you know, like my friends love them so much that I've been like, sure, I want to see what this is all about, without seeing what this is all about really. But I've read reviews which have told me as much, that it's like this really serious story set in this wacky world of crazy shit happening, and it's ticking all of these boxes but I didn't know I had sat there waiting to be ticked. It probably helps that I'm a fan of anime and shonen and stuff like that. But yeah, like the gameplay, I was expecting that I might like the story but not like the gameplay, but the gameplay is great. I love entering a room and there being 7 dudes in there for me to beat up throw all the dudes you want at me. I've got rush style, I'm good. One more mini boss style dude with a knife, that's more of an issue, but I'm good at the multiple fodder people type battles. So yeah, I'm looking forward to exploring more of Yakuza, more of those titles as they come out and stuff. But yeah, man, so many good games, so little time. I don't know when I'm going to check out Forza Horizon 3, because after playing Grid, I just kind of want to play more Grid now as well, because this is just really fun. There might be more Grid in future weekly waypoints. That might be where I get my Grid fix. This, by the way, is a very old save which I have from like when I used to play this back in 2013 for those Kritigri talk videos that I tried to do. And my name is Christian Driver Dude, which is exceptionally original. And it's funny because I saw my car's livery in the background while I was in the menus, and those menus are super nostalgic, by the way. But I saw my car's livery that I'd set up in the courier thing, and the colour scheme I went for was black and light blue and purple, and I laughed because I've just set up my livery in Dirt 4, and for that I've gone for white and purple and light blue. It's like, wow, I never change, huh? Anyway, we are approaching the finish line. I'm going to finish in first place because I am a literal gaming god. Thank you very much for watching this video. I enjoyed making it. I hope you enjoyed watching it. And check out Blurble Reasoning, because those videos are doing okay thanks to Darren Chan retweeting my stuff. What a dude.